All right, Boys, Season 3, Episode 4. Again, we got ourselves another amazing episode of The Boys. A lot of turns and twists have came from this episode. Um, let's begin. Let's begin. One thing that I guess to start off that I really liked was the Homelander gets revenge on Stan, where we thought that Stan with was it Vicky Newman? That's her name, the
Yeah,
girl who
Vicky
can
Newman,
blow
the
people's heads.
Congress woman.
We thought that she and that press was going to be on Stan's side, but she winds up turning for Homelander, which was such a really. I thought that scene was a very interesting twist of events and whatnot. So,
Yeah,
what was your
definitely.
guys' opinions on this whole thing?
This whole episode was just it was setting us up to be subverted in what we were
Yeah.
expecting to happen. So this was Homelander's episode for real. Like he just comes out the gate swinging. He's in his Machiavellian bag, and it was enjoyable to watch. It was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm surprised. I think this whole time, like, the pressure has been building to kind of get the tables turned, as it were, because, I mean, everyone is asking the same question, like, how come Homelander just doesn't do what he wants, and like, now it's finally happening. So I'm not surprised, but it is
Hmm.
kind of, like, shocking, like, how things are playing out, like, with Vicky Newman and the supersonic death. Like, he is doing what he wants, but he still hasn't killed what's his name?
Stan?
Stan. He hasn't killed Stan Edgar, and I think that's because Homelander knows that, like, if I kill him, he wins, because that's what is, like, then I'm just gonna be like a total out of control animal, like he thinks. But I also think maybe Homelander might think that Stan Edgar has something up his sleeve still, and he wants to wait and find out what that is.
Mm.
I don't know. That's just the feeling that I get from it.
I definitely think Stan still has something up his sleeve. Like I definitely think that's he still has something over Homelander. Um, yeah, just in the way that he's able to be so, what's the word? Like just
Nonchalant
reserved,
and just,
nonchalant. Yeah.
yes, casually
Yeah.
talking to a man that can
Chill.
laser your
Yeah.
skull open. And I think maybe that card might be that he knows Soldier Boy is the weapon that they've been looking for.
Maybe,
I
maybe.
think I feel like Vought always comes up with, like, new and inventive ways to control soups. And I think his involvement with, like, the Contras back in the 80s, like, he was there when Soldier
Uh-huh.
Boy was taken away. So I
Right,
feel like
right. That's a
he
good point.
he knows everything. He must know that the Russians have had this, like, Soldier Boy. I mean, even now, like, you could say in politics, there's, like, all this involvement with Russia. It's like, this is a fictional show. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, there was, like, just very firm ties with, like, Russians in this Vought
Hmm.
universe.
I was gonna say to add on to the whole Homelander Stan thing. One thing I like was like that when they were in that counter alone, and you basically get to see what Stan was saying about Homelander, which his weakness for approval. Because at the end of the day, Homelander, even though he's still trying to act like he doesn't approve, like he doesn't need any approval, the fact that he's getting approval from it is kind of
Yeah,
encourage him to do
definitely.
that. So and I like, again, it goes back to his view, because he's a business person, right? So he's like, I don't view you as a god. You're just a product
Bad
to me,
product.
which is such an
A
interesting
bad product.
bad product. Like, yeah, it was just such an interesting lens to come from. So it goes back to that idea of that, like, he has something in his sleeve, or he just doesn't, like, he knows deep down what Homelander really wants. Like, Homelander, he's trying to act like this power freak, but in reality he's scared and he can see it. So he knows.
He's
So it's such a
he's
beautiful
scared
contrast.
and he's like scared and he's like lost. There's, like, no direction in his life. If you're the most powerful being on the earth, like, where do you go from there? Right? And
Right.
it's like him having to abide by all these, like, human rules and all that. Like, he's like a caged animal. And we're
Yeah.
definitely start to see his mental health slip. And it's interesting because it's like everything is parallel with each other, because it's like we're seeing Homelander slip, we're seeing Butcher slip, we're seeing Huey slip, and it all kind of ties back to, like, that power struggle. Like, those who want power probably shouldn't have it, right? Like, that's kind of like the
Yeah.
philosophy that I think Kripke, like, is one of his overarching philosophies. And like
Yeah.
Butcher knows this. Like, he knows that Temp V is like poisonous, and he kind of makes a show of like, oh, like, I'm a big tough guy, but he hates it at the end of the day. Huey surprisingly also secretly shot up Temp V, and he definitely likes it a little too much. I think we can see that one of the side effects of Temp V is like it affects your personality, I guess, because like, he didn't care when Kimiko was like dying, and
Yeah.
obviously
that
with
was so weird.
with Butcher, like, it gave him like anger issues, right? So it's like kind of affecting everyone differently, and their powers are different. Butcher has Homelander like powers, and Huey has super speed, so he has A-Train like powers. So it's kind of like you're becoming what you want to destroy, basically, right?
Interesting.
Because Huey's first beef was with A-Train for killing Robin,
Interesting,
and
yeah.
Butcher's whole beef has been with like Homelander the whole time. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
Wait,
that is
wait.
that is interesting.
You say Huey has super speed? I thought he had teleportation.
I think it's teleportation, but
Okay.
it is very similar, I suppose.
Yeah, okay.
If you compare the two.
Okay, the clothes thing makes sense now. I thought he was just like so fast that he like
Ran out of his clothes.
I don't know, the clothes just like ripped
Yeah.
off of him.
Yeah, that was an interesting twist because I did not expect them to, like, I knew they were setting up Huey to use the powers, but I didn't expect that he'd do it that scene or that moment. Like, that was like okay, they already got him doing it quickly, which was such a clever way of exposing
Yeah,
that. So it's just
yeah.
it was just a very interesting thing, and then we can definitely see how what's his name, if that's the correct
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see how he's really irritated about this. He really is more annoyed about it, especially seeing when we get to see Soldier Boy come out of the thing. But I'm curious, do you guys really think that's Soldier Boy or a clone? Because part of me has a theory that it could just be a clone that they made.
It could be. It could
Could be possible. I think Soldier Boy is kind of a cross between Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Where, I mean,
Yeah.
in some comics, those are the same person. But yeah, so I'm definitely getting that vibe, especially with like the Russian thing.
be. Yeah,
but,
the Russian aspect.
I don't know. My theory is it's the same Soldier Boy, but we'll see. And maybe he could have like his own mind control thing that he's under. But I
Yes.
guess that will all reveal itself later.
And so also at the same time, Soldier Boy's powers have been kind of undefined up until now. And so we got to see a glimpse of it. And the big thing was that Kimiko wasn't healing. So it's possible that Soldier Boy's powers have something to do with negating the powers of other soups.
Well, I think Butcher said that was a new power. They were saying that Soldier Boy wasn't able to do that before.
He wasn't able to do that before?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is why, because Mallory was saying like, oh, there's a weapon that killed Soldier Boy, but now it kind of seems obvious to me that like the inception of the weapon and the disappearance of Soldier Boy was at the same time. So
Okay.
something makes me think that Soldier Boy is the weapon that they're talking about now.
Right.
Like they turned Soldier Boy into the weapon that can nullify powers.
Right. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that that's absolutely right. I think that we're gonna end up going down that route. One of the other things that kind of got me a little bit like shaking my head during this episode was Starlight going around trying to recruit people.
Stage a coup.
I was like, there is
Yeah.
no way that this ends well. There is no way that this ends well.
Well,
He brought in Alex,
Yep.
Sonic Boom, and then he started opening his mouth. Like, I don't know why he felt.
That he thought he could trust them.
I don't know why he thought he could trust. Like, you're
That's on
new
him.
here, man. You're new here, man. You don't know
That's
everybody's
kind of on
business.
him though, because Starlight didn't say like, "Oh, you could tell anybody." Like she even said, "It's like if you don't know everything that's going on, that's safer for you." So that's on him for running his mouth. Starlight,
Sure,
yeah,
but
you
at the
know.
same time, it's like, I don't know. Maybe not tell him so much because
She tried.
he
I
tried
don't
to
know.
help, and then it got him killed, and
Mhm.
now that's another thing that's on Starlight's conscience. It's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard. But I was like, the second he told A Train, I'm like, this is it. They're done. Because
Yeah, I knew A Train was either gonna
Yep.
rat him out and
Yeah.
snitch on them, but like it was off screen. However, Homelander found out about it is unclear. So I feel like either he overheard things, maybe A Train didn't want to say it, but I mean,
No,
A-Train has, like,
I
yeah,
absolutely believe A Train was like,
that he
hey,
wanted to kiss
Homelander.
ass, like,
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, you know what?
Exactly. He just
Yeah.
wants to
He
get
has a-
back
yeah.
in good with them.
A Train has a long way to go before redemption. It seems like there are some crumbs here and there showing that A Train could be a good guy, but
Sure.
I don't know. It might be just I don't know. I have a feeling he might like die or something because it's like that's always happens with like
Hey.
morally ambiguous characters. Is like once you start liking them, they're like out the door.
They can't get rid of A Train since he's like the token black guy of the group. So it's like they can't get rid of him
Yeah.
yet.
That's-
But speaking about
You-
that, there's that commercial.
Oh, the Pepsi commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a very funny one.
That was
It's-
funny.
And you know the name of the episode is the Glorious 5-Year Plan. I don't know. I don't think that's it actually, but it's the something 5-year plan, which is like a 5-year plan is a very prevalent term in like business speaking things. Like it's a very capitalist term, and like it's really funny that like Kripke kind of like bashes capitalism and how nothing means anything. It's all like everything is for profit. Everything is like a numbers game. Like nothing really matters. There's no soul behind any of it. It's cool. It's funny, but it's also really bleak. Like it was like really funny in the first 3 episodes, but now I get like a little depressed when I see that stuff because it's like this is real. Like this happened. Like the Pepsi commercial happened, and like
Yeah.
there still are companies that like say they're for this or for that cause, but it's all for money, and it's like
Even just
putting
like
that as using
Yeah.
superheroes as a lens is like perfect.
even just Homelander talking about, oh, the mainstream media is against me. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah.
they're just lifting the
funny.
script
Yeah.
out of real
But so
real
bleak.
life.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
but it is interesting. It's so well written, in my opinion. Just I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Do you guys have any like guesses or like someone's gonna die? Who do you guys think like is on your top of your roster for who's gonna die?
Now
I'm
that Sonic
curious.
Boom is
In
dead,
our
Sonic Boom Loki died sooner than I expected. Like he just joined
Yeah,
the
and he
team.
died
too.
off screen. Sad.
Yeah, that's
that's the thing I don't
crazy.
like.
But yeah, I don't know. Kimiko's not gonna die. I don't. They can't
Yeah.
kill the only girl boy. They can't do that.
It's the only girl boy. I
Yeah.
think maybe I don't
Girl
think
boy.
that powers nullification thing is permanent. Like
Yeah,
it can't be.
yeah.
But I
yeah.
don't know.
What if they kill Soldier Boy?
They might
I
by,
mean, he's
by
new,
the end of the
so,
the end of the
so they're killing like
It's
they're
possible.
killing, like everyone
Yeah.
new.
yeah.
So
it's
so
possible.
maybe
We'll
see.
we will see. We will see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure anymore after Sonic Boom is gone. But I am curious because the way that Huey was at the end of this episode, it feels like Temp V might have some addictive qualities, and it seemed
Yeah.
like that might be something that is it could happen with Huey specifically. I don't know if Butcher is as susceptible to it, but it
Yeah.
seemed like Huey might be at the end of that episode.
Yeah. It is a drug, and drugs are I mean
Addictive.
destructive and addictive, and they affect everyone differently, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I mean,
Yeah.
Butcher at the end of the day, like he's still like a lawful good or chaotic good. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
But,
not
like,
lawful
he's-
good. Chaotic.
No,
Chaotic.
No, he's like
Yeah.
I don't know, neutral, something like that. But,
Chaotic
like,
neutral, maybe. Yeah.
It's still nice to see like touches here and there of him like doing his best, like him really being against Huey using it is like Huey's Huey. Like we want this guy to say the same because he's the only one of us that's actually good.
I don't know if
You
I
know?
believe them. I feel like they were kind of just talking to talk because after Huey made his plea to get Temp V, we cut away from that scene. So I feel like Butcher potentially might have given him the V, and they were just like, in front of the team, they're like, "Oh, he just took it without me knowing."
No, I don't think.
I don't know. That would like,
No, I don't
not be
think-
good
I
for
don't
the
think he
integrity
can-
of his character, because Butcher, yeah, he's never like gonna intentionally like fuck up anyone that like doesn't deserve it, you know.
Yeah, but
And he won't
Yeah, I
give
doubt that
anyone
he-
more than they can. He won't give anyone more than they can take ever, you know.
I think it would be an interesting turn if that were to be the case. But if it's the case, we'll see. If not,
I
then
mean,
you
the
know,
temp
then
V is
not.
definitely making him more unhinged, but
Yeah.
in that instance, I don't think that he gave Huey the temp V. That's
Yeah.
my opinion. We'll see if like.
Yeah, I
someone
don't
else
think
makes a
at
deal.
all, because
Yeah.
because the way his reaction towards it too just seemed like he's like, "Why the hell you're doing it?" And even Huey was looking at him like it just seemed. And even then, like even at the last time when they're in the car, it just like I remember Butcher even looking at Huey like I don't know if this is right. So I mean, it'd be an interesting twist, but I'm positively sure he didn't expect him to take it. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's
But
gonna be
any
a ruin
final
either
thoughts?
way, but I don't know. I don't subscribe to that theory that he gave Huey the temp V, but I could be wrong.
That's my theory. We'll see how it goes.
It's just a theory. But we'll see. I think they're gonna. Do you think any other of the boys is gonna take it?
I think they're all
no,
gonna.
I think they're not.
You
I
think
think
they're all gonna take it?
I think they're all gonna take it eventually.
No, I don't think they're not.
We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Honestly, it looked kind of. Things are definitely going south. I think Butcher knows at the end of the day, like it's gonna kill one of them, probably him. He thinks it's gonna kill him because he's trying to hand the team off to MM, kind of priming him to be like, "Hey, you're the leader. You hold everyone together." But I don't know. MM just said there's no team to hold together, so I feel like that's like, hey, the gloves are off. Maybe they'll all take it. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
Be cool.
I doubt. No, I feel like NM saying that
Yeah.
is like he's against it at
Fundamentally,
all.
he's
I feel like they're
against
just it.
because of his hatred for Soldier Boy, but it's the boys. Anything
Yeah.
can happen.
That's true. That's true. But
We're doing last thoughts.
yeah.
Yeah. Last thoughts. This show is crazy. that's my thoughts. This show is crazy. I'm really enjoying it. The writing is top notch. The story is fantastic. The acting, especially with Anthony Starr, is brilliant.
I hold my breath every time he's on screen, especially
Yes,
when he's
yes.
talking to Stan Edgar.
Of course, yes. Their interactions, their monologues, back and forth with each other are prime television. It's great. Giancarlo Esposito and Anthony Starr are like the standouts of this season, in my opinion. And I'm loving every
Absolutely.
moment. I'm loving every moment.
But then Jensen Ackles coming in with the
too.
steel chair. Hopefully his performance is good.
I'm
looking
sure.
forward to it.
I'm sure it will.
We'll see.
All right. Definitely let us know your thoughts of the episode or of the season 3 episode 4 down below, and we will catch you later. Peace.